far below the sunlit surface of the ocean, where light gives way to an eternal twilight, lies the hidden kingdom of Thalassyne. This is a realm untouched by time, a world of silent, deep blue wonder. Here, great coral towers rise like living lanterns, their soft glow illuminating the seafloor. The currents are alive, humming ancient songs, melodies older than any human language ever spoken. This is the home of the mermaids, beings who don't just live for centuries, but for as long as the sea itself remembers them. For generations, humans have whispered tales of these creatures, believing their longevity was a gift of powerful magic. But the truth is something far more delicate, and in its own way, far more beautiful. The secret to a mermaid's endless life isn't magic, it's a matter of the heart. Or rather, two hearts. Every mermaid is born with two hearts beating within her chest. The first is much like a human heart, steady, strong, pumping life through their veins, keeping them warm in the crushing cold of the abyss. But the second heart is different. It's smaller, almost ethereal, and it glows with a soft, internal light. They call it the tide heart. The tide heart is a living vessel, a fragile container for the very essence of a mermaid's being. It stores their memories, their deepest emotions, and all the unspoken truths of their long lives. As long as both hearts remain whole and healthy, a mermaid does not age. Time simply flows around them, leaving no mark. But the tide heart has a peculiar and demanding appetite. It doesn't feed on food or on magical elixirs. It feeds on release. Humans have a tendency to hold on. We cling tightly to our grief, our regrets, our anger, and our longings. We build walls around our memories, locking them away until they become heavy burdens. Mermaids are taught from their very first breath to do the opposite. They are taught to let their emotions flow away, like the tides that shape their world. When a mermaid feels a wave of sorrow, she doesn't suppress it. She sings it into the water, her voice weaving a mournful melody that dissolves into the vastness of the ocean. When she feels the joy of love, she doesn't hoard it. She dances it into the currents, sharing its warmth with the sea itself. And when rage rises within her, a burning, bitter feeling, she swims into the darkest, deepest trenches, remaining in the silent dark until the fury dissolves and peace returns. This ritual of release is a cornerstone of their culture. Every full moon, the merfolk gather at a sacred place known as the Abyssal Veil. It's a breathtaking cavern where the ocean ceiling opens up, reflecting the stars from the world above like a perfect, shimmering mirror. Here, in this cathedral of starlight and sea, they perform their most important ceremony. They share their oldest, most powerful memories with the ocean itself, allowing the immense ancient sea to carry away the pain, the joy, and the weight of experiences that would otherwise fester and corrupt the tide heart from within. This is the profound secret of their long lives. They do not hoard the past. They let it go. But this eternal life comes with a price, a subtle, creeping cost. The more a mermaid releases her memories, the lighter her soul becomes, but the more distant she also grows from the person she once was. Some of the elders, after thousands of years of letting go, have forgotten their own names. They become gentle, almost formless sea spirits, their consciousness woven into the very fabric of the currents, their individual identities lost to the timeless flow of the ocean. They exist, but they no longer remember who they were. And then there is Lyrien. By mermaid standards, she is younger, mere 300 years old, and she is dangerously, insatiably curious about the world above, about the short-lived, passionate creatures who walk on land. From the shelter of hidden coves, she has watched generations of humans rise and fall along the shore. She's seen young lovers meet, grow old together, their hair turning to silver while their hands remained entwined. She's seen children weep as they bury their parents, and yet she watched in wonder as they kept their memories burning bright, like precious flames against the darkness of loss. Driven by this fascination, Lyrien begins to do something forbidden, something no mermaid has dared to do for millennia. She keeps her memories. She collects them like pearls, stringing them together in her mind. The shimmering joy of seeing a human child laugh, the sharp pang of sorrow watching an old fisherman sail his boat for the last time, she holds on to all of it. She hides these treasures within her tied heart, refusing to let them go. Each memory she keeps adds weight. Each feeling she treasures adds time, but not in the way of her people. It brings her closer to the human experience, closer to mortality. Her tied heart, once light and luminous, begins to feel heavy, its glow subtly dimming under the strain of a past hoarded instead of released. One night, a terrible storm churns the sea into a frenzy. A ship is torn apart by the waves, and a young sailor is thrown into the unforgiving water. He is dying, his life fading with each gasp. Compelled by an instinct she doesn't understand, Lyrien swims to him. She pulls him from the wreckage, holding him close as the storm rages around them. In that moment, as she holds him, something extraordinary happens. Their hearts synchronize for a single, shared breath. And in that instant, she feels his entire lifetime rush through her. It's a torrent of sensation, the warmth of his mother's hug, the thrill of his first love, the sharp sting of betrayal, the quiet hope for a future he will never have, the profound fear of his own end. It is beautiful and terrible, a lifetime of feeling packed into one heartbeat. And for the first time in its 300-year existence, Lyrien's tied heart cracks. A tiny hairline fracture appears on its luminous surface, a mark of a feeling too powerful to be contained or released. The elders sense the change in her immediately. They see the shadow in her eyes, the faint dimming of her inner light. They gather around her, their ancient voices filled with a sorrowful wisdom. "You have touched a human heart," one says. "If you love like humans love, you will age like humans age. If you hold onto their pain, you will die as they die." The choice is now before her, clear and stark. She can follow the ways of her people. She can go to the abyssal veil, release the sailor's memory, release her own growing collection of feelings, and let the ocean wash her clean. She can live forever, her heart whole but her soul a little more empty, eventually becoming another nameless spirit in the endless sea. Or she can keep them. She can cherish the memory of the sailor, embrace the crack in her heart, and continue to feel, to love, and to remember with the fierce intensity of a human. She can choose to live a life that is brief, but full. A life measured not in millennia, but in moments. As the tides turn and the light of her second heart continues to dim, the greatest truth of the mermaids is finally revealed. It's a truth Lyrien is just beginning to understand. Mermaids live longer than humans, not because they feel less, but because they let go more. Their immortality is not a blessing of strength, but a discipline of emptiness. And as Lyrien looks towards the shore, towards the world of fleeting, beautiful, painful life, she wonders if perhaps immortality was never the prize she thought it was. Perhaps the real magic is not in living forever, but in living at all. Thanks for watching. If this story resonated with you, consider subscribing for more tales from the depths of imagination. We'll see you in the next one.